I know what you're thinking when you hear Oklahoma. Tornadoes, cowboys, cows roaming the street, and well, grass. But I'm here to show you there is so much more to Oklahoma. We have a bustling nightlife scene, thriving businesses, and much, much more. This is Everything Oklahoma.
15 Oklahoma City restaurants every food lover should try. Now, if you only had one weekend to eat your way through Oklahoma City, where would you begin? Authentic Vietnamese pho, Guatemalan brunch, barbecue, soul food. Now, before we start, it's important for you to know these restaurants are not ranked. After all, how do you compare an onion burger to Italian food? Instead, think of this as your Oklahoma City restaurant bucket list. So come hungry and let's get started. Bunny's Onion Burger. So let's begin with something about as Oklahoma as it gets. The onion burger. I'm including Bunny's because I ate there recently and it was so good. It was so good I actually made a community post about it. So if you guys want to see a picture of my burger, go ahead and check that out. But beef and onions cooked together on a hot griddle, creating that savory, caramelized flavor that makes Oklahoma onion burgers so freaking addictive. Now, Bunny's is casual, affordable, and wonderfully uncomplicated. So if you're visiting Oklahoma and have never tried an onion burger, this is going to be a great introduction. Just grab your burger, get comfortable, and keep a few extra napkins nearby because you're probably going to need them. Up next, Café Kacao. Now, ask Oklahoma City locals where to get brunch, and Café Kacao will probably come up more than once. This beloved restaurant specializes in Guatemalan cuisine, giving diners something far more interesting than just a plate of bacon and eggs. The menu is full of comforting breakfast favorites combined with flavors and traditions that many people may be experiencing for the first time. This is where I would take someone who wants brunch, but also who is a little adventurous and wants to try something different. But a little hint of advice, don't casually show up during the Saturday morning rush expecting to walk straight in. This place has a serious following, so do plan ahead. Okay, now as much as I love eating here, I was dreading having to say this. How I learned to say this restaurant was Pho Lien Hoa. Now, every city has certain restaurants locals mention again and again, and Pho Lien Hoa is one of those places. Now, Vietnamese cuisine has become a very important part of Oklahoma City's food culture, and this restaurant is especially known for its steaming bowls of pho. Fragrant broth, noodles, herbs, and layers of flavor come together in a meal that feels especially comforting on a really cold Oklahoma day. It's also one of the more affordable restaurants on this list. Sometimes you want an elaborate tasting menu. Other times you just want a delicious bowl of noodles, and Oklahoma City has room for both. Next up, Big Truck Tacos. Now, if tacos are calling your name, Big Truck Tacos has been part of Oklahoma City's modern food scene long enough to feel like a local fixture. Now, this is a super casual spot where you can meet a friend, you can order a few really creative tacos, and enjoy plenty of flavor without turning lunch into this really over-the-top major production. And honestly, every good food city needs restaurants like this. Sometimes you want something quick, affordable, and satisfying. And maybe even one extra taco because it turns out you were a little hungrier than you first thought. Edge Craft BBQ. Of course, we can't discuss Oklahoma food without eventually getting into barbecue. Now, Oklahoma may be surrounded by states with very strong barbecue traditions, but Oklahoma City has developed an identity all of our own. Now, Edgecraft represents a more modern side of that scene, with smoked meats worth making a special trip to try. Okay, so let's be honest. This is not the spot that you go to saying, oh, I'll just have a light snack. Get the meat you really want, add the sides, and come hungry. And whatever productive plans you had after lunch, you may need to go ahead and reconsider those, because I'm telling you, barbecue always has a funny way of turning an afternoon into an afternoon nap. Next up, the Press. Now this is located in the Plaza District. The Press is a great choice when you want comfort food with a little personality. It works especially well for groups because the atmosphere and menu feel approachable. You can settle in, relax, and order something familiar without feeling like you're eating the same meal that you've already had 100 times. This is one of the things that Oklahoma City does well. Very well. Many local restaurants feel creative and interesting without being overly formal. The Press lands right in their sweet spot, casual enough for an ordinary evening, but distinctive enough to still feel like you went somewhere special. Frida Southwest. For atmosphere, it's hard not to mention Frida Southwest. Located in the Paseo Arts District, the restaurant's creative Southwestern style feels perfectly suited to one of Oklahoma's most artistic neighborhoods. Now, honestly, this is somewhere that I would choose for a date night, for a dinner with friends, or an evening where you feel like getting dressed up and going somewhere beautiful. They prove that a memorable dinner isn't only about the food, it's the atmosphere, the neighborhood, the what you do afterward that can all become part of the experience. So have dinner, walk around the Paseo, and turn the whole thing into a night out. Now, before we keep eating our way across Oklahoma City, subscribe to Everything Oklahoma. We still have plenty of places left to discover, so subscribe and come along. But let's get back to the food. Okay, not gonna even lie, here's another one I struggle with. Lao Kitchen. And from what I've researched, it basically means like, come on, come eat. Now, Lao Kitchen shows just how diverse Oklahoma City's food scene has become. Located in the Plaza District, the restaurant brings distinctively Lao flavors and dishes into the center of the city's dining conversation. Now, for many guests, this may be their first opportunity to experience Laotian cuisine, and that sense of discovery is exactly what makes this restaurant so exciting. Next up, Sedalias. Now, oysters and fresh seafood may not be the first things you associated with extremely landlocked Oklahoma, and that's what makes Sedalias so interesting. This restaurant brings a seafood-focused experience into Oklahoma City's increasingly adventurous dining scene without trying to pretend we're sitting beside an ocean. This is where I'd go when I want something different from the usual steak and burgers or barbecue. It's especially appealing if you love oysters or enjoy smaller restaurants with a really distinctive point of view. And really, that unexpected variety is what this entire list is all about. Oklahoma City has far more options than outsiders might assume. Osteria. Every good restaurant list needs an Italian option that you can linger over dinner for longer than you originally planned. And for this list, that restaurant is Osteria. Now, Italian food can make almost any dinner feel like an occasion, even if you're like at somebody's house. Whether you're celebrating an anniversary, planning date night, meeting friends, or simply recovering from a week that could be improved by pasta. Now, this is not the kind of evening that I'd rush through. Order what sounds good, settle in, and just enjoy the conversation. Sometimes the best restaurant experience is realizing that you've been sitting at the table for 2 hours and nobody's ready to go. Now here's one I know we all have heard of, Cheever's Cafe. Now Cheever's Cafe feels deeply connected to Oklahoma City. Located near Northwest 23rd and Hudson, it serves upscale Southwestern and Southern-inspired foods in an atmosphere that feels polished without becoming uncomfortable or overly bougie or formal. This is one of those restaurants I'd recommend when an out-of-town guest asks where to go for a nice dinner. It feels special, but it still feels welcoming and cozy. Cheever's is perfect for celebrating an important occasion or simply celebrating the fact that you don't have to cook tonight. Both are great, valid reasons in my book. Here is one I love, Florence's Restaurant. Now, some restaurants become popular because they're new and trendy. Florence's became important because it endured. Located on Northeast 23rd Street, Florence's represents generations of Oklahoma City food, family, and tradition. The restaurant has received national recognition, but its importance goes far beyond awards. This is a James Beard Award restaurant, by the way. You can't tell the complete story of Oklahoma City's food culture by only discussing whatever's trendy right now. You also have to recognize the restaurants that were feeding the communities long before national publications began paying attention. When you eat at Florence's, you aren't just checking off another restaurant. You're experiencing a living piece of Oklahoma history. And trust me, take it from me, try their, I believe it's called the candy yam fried chicken. They take fried chicken and they dip it in the candy yam sauce. And when I tell you it is going to be the best thing you have ever eaten, oh my gosh. Gray sweater. Now we're entering into serious special occasion territory. This is an entire dining experience with a tiered tasting menu built around flavors from across the world. Here, dinner is the event. And that's why Gray Sweater belongs on a complete Oklahoma City restaurant list. This city can give you affordable onion burgers, pho, barbecue, soul food, but it can also offer an elaborate multi-course evening for diners who view food as a creative experience. Some people spend their extra money on shoes, on farm equipment. Some people spend it on dinner. No judgment either way. Next up, Nonesuch. And we're going to stay in the fine dining world here. Nonesuch represents the experimental side of Oklahoma City's restaurant scene. The restaurant is intimate, creative, and designed for diners who enjoy discovering something different, like something unexpected. Now, this probably isn't where I'd send someone looking for a big, giant plate of familiar comfort food that they can get full on. And that's perfectly okay. Sometimes you have to switch it up. Nonesuch belongs here because it pushes boundaries. If you love chef-driven dining, enjoy trying new flavors, or get excited when you don't know exactly what the evening will bring, this is going to be your kind of restaurant. And last on our list, an iconic restaurant that I haven't mentioned yet. Have you guys guessed it? Cattlemen's. Cattlemen's isn't included because it's the newest or the trendiest restaurant in Oklahoma City. Cattlemen's is included because it's part of the city's history. Cattlemen's describes itself as Oklahoma City's oldest continuously operating restaurant. And its Stockyard City location gives visitors that classic Oklahoma steakhouse atmosphere. This is where I'd send someone who wants a meal that feels connected to the state's cattle country identity. And it's the perfect reminder of why this list is not ranked. A steakhouse, a bowl of pho, and an onion burger provide completely different experiences. But lucky for us, Oklahoma City offers all three. And there you have it, 15 Oklahoma City restaurants offering 15 very different dining experiences. So now I want to hear from you locals out there. What restaurant do you recommend whenever someone visits Oklahoma City, and why do they need to try it? Now, I would prefer it be like an Oklahoma local type restaurant, but that's not important. Just tell me what you recommend. Leave your answer in the comments because there are definitely enough restaurants for a part 2. Subscribe to Everything Oklahoma for more food, travel, history, real estate, and hidden gems from across this state. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, friends.